Ooh, what you getting? A breakfast sandwich. Excellent choice. You can't go wrong with something nice and savory to get your day started. At least that's what I always say. No, of course I don't. Why on earth would I say that? But I think I'll get one too. Make that 2 eggs, cheese, hash browns, hold the bacon. Of course you're buying me one. Is that any way to thank the woman that saved your life? Besides, you get me breakfast, and maybe I can be convinced that the reason you're out here, and, not safe and sound in my apartment like I told you to be, is all some sort of big misunderstanding. Don't worry. You don't even have to remember my order. Just tell him that Stacy wants her usual, and if he gives you trouble, remind him of the beautiful summer we shared in 2008, all right? Now I'm gonna go sit on that bench. You see that one? Yeah, that one. Right there. So you'll be nice and in my line of sight. Just in case you decide to do something else silly and try and run off. Okay? Ah, there you are. Thank you very much. Not bad. Sit down. Did it sound like a suggestion? Sit down. All right. Let's check and just make sure I got this straight, okay? So when I said, don't even think about sneaking out in the night, you must have taken that incredibly literally, right? So you thought it would probably be a-okay to sneak out once it was morning, which is why we're here at 6 a.m. All of this sounding like your exact thought process? Because if it wasn't, and you were just, I don't know, being a huge pain in my ass and running off when I explicitly told you not to, because of some sort of, ridiculous reason, I might be feeling less than helpful. And, just in case you forgot, you need me. Because until we manage to get you to your buddy Luca, it's me and you, or you and them. And seriously, if you think I'm bad news, well, just wait until you meet the guys you screwed over. They sound pretty nasty. After all, since they didn't manage to off you with their low-level boogeymen, my guess is the next guys they'll send, well, they're gonna wanna, string you up by your toenails or something. Who's to say? I don't know if they're still doing that anymore. Which means you need me now more than ever. Do I mind? I mean, do I love babysitting? Oh, but then again, the things I love rarely involve work. You know, the good parts of life. Cold glass of iced tea, the wind in your hair, no one complaining in your ear, all that jazz. That said, I won't lie, it's a little interesting. It's not every day I get to play bodyguard for someone. Usually things are a lot more straightforward. Well, I'm mostly in the business of making sure people stay dead rather than alive, so you could call this an entertaining change of pace. Besides, Luca is gonna owe me for this one. Big time. And having a dingbat like that indebted to me is one of life's beautiful moments. So in that regard, it could be way, way worse. Also, it helps I'm trying to look after someone like you. No offense, no offense. Let's just say I can tell you haven't had a lifetime of training in regard to stealth, or sneaking around, or subtlety in general. You hit every creaky floorboard in the apartment. course I knew you were leaving. I wouldn't be very good at my job if I didn't. I just, thought I'd let you get a bit of a head start and see what could be so important that you'd risk life and limb for it. Breakfast was the answer. You know I have food in my apartment, right? You could have helped yourself to any of that. Hey, old takeout counts as food. That's from a stakeout, like 2 or 3 days ago. It's perfectly good. I will admit, the sandwiches are probably better. But listen, if you spend all night sitting in a car staring at some guy's house, your standards for what counts as a meal will rapidly deteriorate. Yes, I'm speaking from experience. And soon, you will be too. What's that supposed to mean? Let's just say I have made some plans for us, my friend. After all, they say if you have to look after a toddler, the key is activities. You seem like the sort of person to slowly go stir-crazy and act out if I leave you alone for too long. Case in point, where we are now. So instead of letting you spiral in my apartment, you get to spiral on a stakeout. Sound okay? Besides, we need more information on who these bozos are. Well, we don't. In fact, the less you know, the better. Why? Because isn't it knowing things that got you into this whole mamma jamma? Right? Think less. Listen to Lorelei more. Huh? No. My name was Corinne yesterday. Of course I've got an ID. Now, are we going to have to root through my entire purse to get it, or are you just going to believe me on this one? Now back to the matter at hand. We don't actually need the information. However, your friend Luca very much does. How do I say this? Well, you've been friends for a while, so I'm sure you'll know what I mean. He's not much of a research guy, is he? He's more a man of action. Which means that we need to point him in the direction of said action. Which also means you and I need to figure out exactly who is out to get your ass. Understood? Brilliant. Now then, we've got breakfast. Let's head to the car. Better to start staking out during the daytime, I think, with this one. Well, considering the last people that were sent after you were about as subtle as a brick through a window, my guess is a similar approach is going to be taken this time. They'll probably do something just pathetically predictable, like showing up as repairmen and seeing if they can get into your building due to some helpful moron. Don't look offended just because it's true. Then again, most people aren't in your situation now, are they? Don't worry, you won't be dealing with this for much longer. Of that, I am certain. When Luca needs to get something done, he generally does. Efficiently. And finally. Aside from killing me. But I'm a bit of an exception to the rule. Which means your problems should soon be in the rearview mirror, and I will be out of your proverbial hair. You can return to your life doing, I don't know, whatever it is you do for fun, and I can enjoy my vacation. Sound like a good deal? Now there's that optimism I like to hear. Alrighty, take a look at these cars. Any of them catch your eye? Or, better yet, which one doesn't? That one? Okay. Navy blue sedan. Typical make. Typical model. A little bit unusual in terms of color, but workable. All right. That's fine with me. Obviously, we're going to borrow it. Did I say steal? No, I said borrow. We'll return it once we're done. I mean, after I take it for a cleaning. Why? Well, just because I'm so gosh darn nice. And to get all those pesky little fingerprints taken care of. Can't have those things following us around, right? This is when you nod. Exactly. No complaining. You want your life back, right? Then help me help you. I'll even let you pick out the stakeout snacks, okay? Okay. Now, shh. And let me borrow us a card.